Have you ever wondered why the American government is so concerned about a social media app like TikTok? The answer to this question takes us down a rabbit hole of national security concerns, data privacy issues, and geopolitical tensions. It all began with the realization of TikTok's Chinese ownership. TikTok, for those unfamiliar, is owned by ByteDance, a company based in Beijing. This fact alone raised eyebrows in Washington, leading to a series of investigations and actions that would shake the very foundation of the app's presence in the United States. The Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, also known as CFIUS, took the reins in this matter. The committee's primary worry was the potential influence of the Chinese government on TikTok, an app that has access to the personal data of millions of Americans. This concern was not unfounded, as several countries, including India and the US, had already taken steps to restrict TikTok's presence on government devices. The CFIUS began pressuring TikTok's Chinese owners to divest their stake in the app, citing these national security concerns. The fears were centered on the relationship between TikTok, ByteDance, and the Chinese government. The idea of a foreign power possibly having access to a wealth of American data was, understandably, a cause for alarm. TikTok, on its part, denied any data sharing with China and emphasized the protective measures in place for US data. However, these assurances did little to quell the fears of the American government. The stakes were high, and the controversy was only beginning. The government's actions fueled a broader debate about data security, censorship, free speech, and the potential implications for other tech companies. The narrative was clear. If TikTok could potentially pose a threat, what about other foreign-owned apps? The conversations around this issue were as complex as they were crucial, and the world watched as the United States grappled with these questions. As the controversy escalated, the possibility of an outright ban on TikTok began to loom. And with that, the stage was set for a confrontation that would go beyond just one app, sparking discussions about privacy, national security, and the power dynamics in the digital world. But what would happen if TikTok were to be banned? It's a question that's been echoing across the digital landscape, sparking debates and speculative conversations. The immediate impact would be on the users and content creators. TikTok, with its unique blend of user-friendly interface and creative freedom, has become a platform for millions to express themselves, to connect with others, and even to earn a living. A ban would inevitably cause a mass migration of these users and creators to other platforms. Platforms like Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube could potentially see an influx of TikTok refugees. These platforms already have similar features to TikTok and could provide a familiar environment for the displaced users. But it's not just the tech giants that stand to benefit. Smaller platforms such as Triller, Dubsmack, and Clash are also in the running, actively courting TikTok content creators with various incentives. But while these platforms may offer a new home, the transition might not be smooth. Each platform has its own unique algorithm and user base, which could require TikTok creators to adapt their content strategies. And then there's the question of monetization. Will these platforms be able to offer the same opportunities to earn revenue that TikTok did? And what about the future of TikTok? The uncertainty surrounding the app's fate could lead to a shift in focus for content creators. Rather than investing their time and creativity into a platform that might not exist tomorrow, they may choose to concentrate their efforts on alternative platforms. This could result in a slowdown in TikTok's growth and innovation, and potentially even a decline in its user base. But while these are significant considerations, the most controversial aspect of a potential TikTok ban lies in the legal and constitutional implications. The freedom of expression, the right to privacy, the potential violation of First Amendment rights. These are the issues that have sparked the most debate and scrutiny. While the potential ban could shake up the social media landscape, it's the legal and constitutional implications that have caused the most controversy. As the fight over TikTok heated up, it made its way into the legal arena, culminating in the passing of a groundbreaking bill. As we delve deeper into the controversy, let's turn our attention to the legal battles that ensued, particularly in the picturesque state of Montana. The lawmakers there took a bold step, passing a bill that bans the use of TikTok on personal devices. This marked the first instance of such a law in the United States. Awaiting Governor Greg Gianforte's signature, the bill has stirred a hornet's nest of legal and constitutional debates. The bill's inception was rooted in concerns about TikTok's Chinese ownership and potential data security risks. Critics, however, argue that this law infringes on constitutional rights, setting a potentially dangerous precedent. The language of the legislation, some argue, is vague and could impact First Amendment rights, sparking a heated debate and intense scrutiny. As we dissect the contents of the bill, it's clear that the undercurrent of unease revolves around potential data sharing with the Chinese government. Despite TikTok's CEO denying such allegations and emphasizing U.S. data protection measures, the concerns persist. The Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, or CFIUS, has been instrumental in this narrative, expressing worries about potential Chinese government influence. The bill's passage could be the beginning of a series of legal challenges. TikTok has already hinted at taking legal action against the bill. Various groups have also raised concerns about censorship, free speech, and the impact on app developers. The ripple effect of this legislation could potentially touch all corners of the tech world. As we ponder the nuances of this legal battle, it's important to remember that the heart of the issue is about data security and the protection of our personal information. The question, however, is whether such a drastic measure as banning an app on personal devices is the right approach. So the question remains, are the concerns about TikTok founded and real, or is it just another distraction from the American government? So let's sum up what we've learned about the TikTok controversy. It started with the unease over TikTok's Chinese ownership. The American government's concerns revolve around potential data security risks and the potential influence of the Chinese government, leading to calls for the app's restriction or even outright ban. The situation escalated with the introduction of a bill in Montana, making it the first U.S. state to potentially ban TikTok on personal devices. This legislation, however, is not without its critics. Some argue it infringes on constitutional rights, while others worry about the precedent it sets for censorship and its impact on app developers. The ongoing debate sees two sides: those who believe these concerns are genuine, and those who view them as a mere distraction. Despite the CEO of TikTok denying data sharing with China and emphasizing U.S. data protection measures, the controversy persists. As the debate continues, one thing is clear: the TikTok controversy is far from over.